Why, hello and welcome everybody to the PHP. That's Perez Hilton. I'm Chris Booker. How you doing?
I'm good. A lot of show to get to today, this week. Should Alec Baldwin go to jail? Khloe Kardashian's Tristan Thompson problem persists. Does Britney Spears' sister deserve bad things happening to her? Perez Hilton is awesome, but and more. But first, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you. All very good teases there. I'm excited to hear what you got in store for us.
You are fostering another dog?
Two more dogs. Yes.
Two more dogs.
Who needs sleep? It's like having children, I think. I don't know. I don't have children, but boy, they're up a lot. They need to go out a lot of barking, a lot of shit and pee and things, training. But it's been nice.
Whose idea was really to do all of this?
Do you think this was my idea? Come on.
Okay. All right.
Come on now.
I don't know.
I think you know the answer to that.
So is this like, a test run for having human children?
If it is, we are not having kids.
Oh.
By the way, those are her words, not mine. She's like, she said something about this last night. Oh, it was more about the caring, being worried about them constantly. And she said, I don't know if I could have kids. She goes, I worry about these dogs like 24 hours a day. She goes, I think I would be such a helicopter mom. I don't think I could do it. And I'm like, good. Good, because I'm not dying to do it anyhow. But
so are these two the last dogs you're going to foster?
No, we'll probably do it again. We've got a couple of weddings coming up, and I'm having some work done here at the house soon. I don't know when that's coming up, but maybe we'll squeeze in another set. I think the wedding's not for a few more weeks, but I mean, we're going to continue to try to do it. It's hard work. It really is, because they don't know anything. But, by the end of 2 weeks, somebody's getting some good dogs, because they're pretty much trained. And our older dog kind of shows them what to do. So
look at you with your hair done up today and everything.
Is it? I just got out of bed.
Oh.
So it's not intentional. What you see is what you get every week.
Well, I am excited for just the next 4 weeks because it's nice and normal. I'm not going anywhere. I just went away somewhere with my mother for her birthday and it was great, but I'm excited to just be home, grind, be healthy before Thanksgiving comes. Just give me 4 solid weeks of just grinding and healthiness and manifesting and creating great things. So I'm excited about that. All right. Unfortunately, one of the biggest, if not the biggest story in the world of pop culture right now is that awful tragedy on the set of the Alec Baldwin movie in New Mexico, where the cinematographer tragically died. And just a shout out to her, she was this DP who was a woman in this really male dominated field. Like most cinematographers are not women. And, I would imagine that perhaps she was maybe working her way up to being a director, which is also a field that there aren't that many women. Mm-hmm. There is probably multiple investigations going on right now from multiple parties, but based on everything we've read thus far, I'm just so upset because, even if you didn't read anything about it, this was and should have been a preventable death. And that's like the number one thing. This should not have happened. It did. It's awful. Alec Baldwin is not just an actor on this movie. He's also a producer. And there were multiple things that were done to cut corners and do things cheaper, including hiring scabs, aka non-union labor, to work on this movie. Mm-hmm. And it's just so upsetting because this woman leaves behind a young child, like I think a 7-year-old son or around 7 years old. And it, after it's happened in the past, like it should not have just happened again. I have seen some directors come forward saying that they won't be using guns that shoot things on their sets because you can recreate this with either CGI or sound effects or whatever it might be. Like there's really just no need, I think, anymore to do this. But, and here's where, you know, I'll really open it up. It's so frustrating. Listen, I do not like Alec Baldwin. Why? Because of his personality. I don't like his personality. That's enough reason for me not to
That's
like
okay.
him.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. He's a lot.
Despite my dislike for Alec Baldwin, I'm not going to start a hashtag saying Alec for prison and just making it all about him, because it's not all about him. It's about this woman who died. And even if he is in a way responsible because his production company, he's responsible for the producing of it, I do not believe that Alec Baldwin personally will be charged with manslaughter, which is what I've been seeing trending from so many people. Mainly, if you look at the accounts, these MAGA people, these Donald Trump supporters who just hate Alec Baldwin.
Oh, I didn't even put that together. That's
you
right.
Didn't?
Okay. No, I forgot about that. I'm not following the hashtags, or nor do I, dive into the minutia of what dumb people say, but I get that one. Boy, I can imagine that's a firestorm.
And it's like, it's just so upsetting because you're diminishing the severity of what happened and being disrespectful to that woman whose life was lost, Helena Hutchins.
And not to take anything away from and the other person that was shot as well.
Yeah, the director.
Same bullet. All three of them are victims. I think Alec Baldwin, I mean, he has to go through the rest of his life knowing something that he did completely unintentional, something he's probably done 200 times in his movie career, something that is almost just standard probably for him to do, to think something so arbitrary would kill someone. He has to live with that. I mean, that's an awful thing to live with. And, he's, I won't say as much as his victim because someone lost their life, but he is a victim in this too. And
yeah, it's
just awful.
It was never his responsibility.
Right.
There is a prop master. There is an entire team, a section of the film that was responsible for that. And I literally, before we started the podcast, was reading up even more new information. According to the LA Times, this all happened around lunchtime. Allegedly, the gun was checked before lunchtime. Then after lunch, when they were actually getting ready to do it, it should have been checked again. And the director literally said, I don't think the gun has been checked again. And
wow, really?
It's just... there had been here's what's also so upsetting. This same film had previous gun issues with the prop guns. I believe it's a Western movie, so there's a lot of gun play, and there had been previous gun issues. I mean, so just awful.
I was talking to, Kellen's sister works in production. And also her brother-in-law is a screenwriter, wrote a movie, and it, had some guns in it. And they both were talking about what happens on a set when there's even a prop gun. And Kellen's sister was telling me, she goes, look, the gun is usually put in a box. There's a box for every gun. It's under a lock and key, and only one person has the lock and key. They open it up, they use it for the scene, they close it up. That gun is never touched again. It's in one person's control. And then her brother-in-law was telling me, on his set, he goes, it was almost to the point of annoyance that they say there's so much language that goes firearm in use, they're always constantly calling it out. Like whenever, and these are all prop guns, whenever these things even make an appearance, they make such a big deal about it. Like there's such stringent safety protocols put in place for this stuff. And then
Or
you
there
read this and
should be.
yeah,
There
and then
should
you read
be.
this and you say, how the hell did this happen? You know, his movie was a low budget movie, and he was telling me about what they went through to do this. And I mean, it's after hearing all this, and especially from her sister, who's constantly on set, she's like, I have no idea how this happened. She goes, it's unbelievable to me how this happened.
I mean, same thing with, you know, Brandon Lee's death in the 90s. Accidents do happen.
Yeah, it's true.
But hopefully, you know, changes can happen as a result of this to really prevent any preventable death from happening again. And I will send everybody involved with this just positivity, including Alec Baldwin. All right, an update. Last week and the week before, for 2 weeks, we spent some time chatting about this new Dave Chappelle special on Netflix.
Mhm.
Well, after our last podcast, a lot of employees at Netflix and their allies, so trans workers and other members of the LGBTQ community, as well as straight allies, had this walkout. And, you know, I've shared my thoughts on the response of the special and other aspects of it without watching it. I never said I watched it. At this walkout, this person showed up who allegedly is a Dave Chappelle fan, and he wrote on a sign that said, "We like Dave." And then somebody at that protest got his sign and ripped it up. Now, I shared my thoughts about the special and the response and all of that, but that's bullshit, okay?
Yeah.
Like, that person had every right, as much as everybody else there, to be there with his sign. And you know what? If that person wanted to even be annoying as fuck, and if that person
Right.
if that person wanted to say, "Go away," even, which he didn't, if that person even wanted to use anti-trans language, like whatever, I'm not even going to repeat possible anti-trans language, he had the right to do that. He wasn't, he might have been being loud, but he wasn't screaming homophobic things. He wasn't being a person that should have had his "We like Dave" sign ripped up. And that's
well, I hear
BS.
there were some comedians that went to support Dave and not really, you know, people just looking for attention themselves. Everything like this just turns into about the person that shows up. You know what I mean? Like, they want their own attention. They're trying to get their own light and their own thing going by being there and talking to somebody. It's just, you know, and you got the right to do that too, I guess. But these things, they're never about people that are truly upset. It's always something else. There's always money behind crap too. It's just stupid. Can't even protest right anymore.
I know. Well, thankfully, we've got some Kravis news to get to.
I said Kravis on the air the other day just for shits and giggles. It was fun.
Some updates about Kravis and the Kardashian Jenners. I did not know this until after our last show, but guess who was in Montecito with the Kardashians to celebrate Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian's engagement?
Meghan Markle.
No, although she does live there.
I know, that's why I guessed it.
No, Khloe Kardashian's baby daddy, Tristan Thompson, was there.
He must have smelled some press.
I've said this before.
Hold on one second. No feedback protection. Give me a 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
Okay. I've said this before. I think it's great that Khloe Kardashian has a friendly, healthy relationship with the father of her child. And it's wonderful to invite him to birthday parties, even though she can afford to have her own birthday party for her daughter, and he can afford to have his own birthday party for her daughter. But there's no need to invite Tristan Thompson to Kourtney's engagement party?
None.
Like, that just complicates things, muddies things. And I'm going to say it, my gut is Khloe is back with Tristan. If she wasn't, then why invite him to that?
Maybe they're just cool. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
just too cool. That's too cool.
Too cool. But why not? If like, look, you're like saying this is a family event. He is forever and always going to be family because of the fact of the kid and blah, blah, blah. They're hanging out. They're cool. She's cool with what he does. He's cool with what she does. They're friendly. Hey, we're doing this thing. You should come up tomorrow. They like you, you know, whatever. I mean, it's just as easy as that. The kid will be there. Why not roll up with this? What else are you doing?
Although
you know what's weird? It's just, is he retired from basketball?
I don't even think the kids were there. It was just an adults thing. So there was no need. There's no need.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Like, I just think they're cool. That'd be my answer.
I don't know if he's. You're asking me if he's retired from basketball.
Sorry about that. I think he's retired, right?
Is he? I don't know. I don't think so.
Basketball season has started. That was my only. I think he's done. He's got to be, right?
He's only 30 years old. Let me see. No, he's with the Sacramento Kings now.
Oh, okay. So that makes it even. That makes more sense. Like, what the fuck else is he doing in Sacramento? Montecito's close-ish, so he rolled up. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing else going on in Sacramento. Everybody knows that. The state capital. After you've seen that, there's nothing else to do in Sacramento.
But here's the bigger issue. Is Khloe making it harder for herself to move on from Tristan Thompson by including him in truly unnecessary things like this?
Nah, bro. They're in circles that we can't even imagine. You know what I mean? Like, there's constant stimulation there for dating or going out. Whatever she wants, she can get. You know, whoever she wants to go after, she can. But she's probably just not in that zone in her life, and she's more into family. And that's cool too.
Or maybe she just really wants another kid with him, but she could, I think, doesn't she have his sperm? Call us if you know, because I didn't watch the show. I don't watch the Kardashians, or didn't. Did she get his sperm? Does she have his sperm locked up somewhere? 800-721-1185. Speaking of the Kardashians and children, according to People magazine, very reputable People Kourtney is planning to, wanting to have at least one child with Travis Barker.
That's happening.
Oh yeah, you know this.
Look at those two. I mean, they're all over each other. It's just happening. I think that's the natural next thing to do, to tie yourselves to one another forever. Really tie yourself, like Tristan and what's her nut. So yeah, it's happening. Go ahead, mark it down. You know what? Just go ahead and put a little asterisk next to 9 months from tomorrow, and announce it in like 7 months that you know.
Or maybe they're already pregnant. Who knows?
Oh, there you go.
I don't even know.
I'm buying that. I'm definitely buying that. That's happening. That's on.
Oh God, I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but I'm going to say it anyways. I'm a little old school or traditional. Like, you have these people like Nick Cannon, who has all these kids with all these different mothers. And then you have these siblings that, you know, they're like friends, or they're not even siblings. I don't know. That's not this situation, clearly, hopefully, but congratulations to them. All right, that's that. Scott Disick is not handling things well, or is he? Maybe he is. Maybe this is what he needs to do for himself to move on. Although it could be a self-fulfilling prophecy and the beginning of a truly downward spiral. According to multiple reports from People and Us Weekly, Scott Disick has distanced himself from the entire Kardashian family. So when they have family parties or get-togethers, he's just choosing not to go if he knows that Travis Barker is going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, he thinks that's what's good for him. But this, Travis is not going away. He's going to be part of the
he's
family
a character
now.
forever because of the family. I think that
Travis, but Scott's not going away either. He's the father
that's what I meant. Like Travis or
Scott.
Travis Scott, that whole name fucks me.
Yes. There's
Scott,
two Travises now.
You're right. It's all fucked up. I think Scott is just much like Courtney is now. He's just a forever plot line.
You mean Tristan?
No. Like I think he's just Courtney, because remember she didn't want any spotlight for a while, and now she's got the spotlight with Travis, right? I think that it's just a rotating, revolving sort of plot line for all of them. Like this season, it's going to be about Courtney and Travis, and he's part of that storyline, and he'll make an appearance in, 6 months when those two break up. You know what I mean? Like it's just a nonstop circle of who wants the ball. Like Kim doesn't. Kim's going through like divorce, and I think she's probably sitting in the back seat on the show. That's just how the show works. You know what I mean? Like their whole life has just become this whole revolving plot line of, okay, who's the emphasis this season? How can we keep this fresh next season? It's like find the one that's not doing anything. That's the one that's next season. And you can predict that there'll be a new cycle around that person.
Well, especially because the things going on with Kim right now are all about Kanye, and she probably doesn't want to go there.
Right. Because it's real.
Yeah.
And the rest of the stuff's just bullshit.
Well, I mean, Courtney and Travis are real too, but it's a different kind of real.
Right. Exactly.
There's
no kid involved yet.
Right. Well,
actually,
speaking of Kanye, he continues to be very Kanye. He got this really interesting haircut that a lot of rappers have had opinions on, and other people. He's also been seen all over the world wearing these masks, like almost like a Michael Myers Halloween mask. Like, you haven't seen him in his masks?
I didn't see the haircut either.
Oh God. He was spotted at the airport. He was spotted in New York. He was spotted in Italy. He did like a private concert, and he got paid, I'm sure, so much money.
Sure,
he wore the mask. That probably sounded like shit, like rapping with like a Michael Myers mask on, Kanye being Kanye. And
I read that he's selling that house in Montana or wherever the fuck it is. Is it Montana?
That is accurate, yes, but he owns more than one house in Montana.
Oh, okay.
So he's selling one of his properties in Montana and keeping the other one. I don't know if he might end up selling all of them, but he has multiple properties in Montana, and Kanye now is legally just Ye. He changed his name to Ye. I do not actually, if we know, we have a lot of smart viewers and listeners. If you're a lawyer, please call us, because I need to hear from you right now. 800-721-1185. This Superior Court judge in Los Angeles agreed to let Kanye legally change his name from Kanye West to Ye. Just Ye. Y-E. No last name.
You don't have to have a last name.
You don't have to have a last name legally?
No.
How is that possible?
Why do you need one? You call yourself anything you want.
But legally, like I don't know. I thought you needed a last name.
No. You can call yourself, butt plug if you like. It doesn't matter. I'm thinking about going by that on the radio from here on out, DJ Butt Plug.
I think legally I thought you legally
I don't think so. I think you can change your name to anything you want. I'm trying to think of what other artist has one name.
I mean, Madonna and Cher have one names, but legally they have a first name and a last name.
Do they?
Yes.
I mean, I know they did legally have a first name and a last name. I mean, but maybe they changed it to their.
No.
I mean,
don't know.
Madonna probably didn't. She's probably always just went by her full name
Well,
because it's
let
been
us.
so long, and they didn't
You
think to do it. What's Cher's last name? I don't know that.
Sherilyn Sar something with a Sar share
Looking it up. I don't know. We share the same birthday. I know that.
Oh, I was right. Sherilyn Sarkisian.
Sarkisian. Okay.
May
You could have given me a
20th.
multiple choice and I wouldn't have. I don't know if I've ever heard that before. Like all these stars with their name changes. Like what's Elton John's? He's got a Reggie. That's a cool fucking name. I don't know why anyone would change their name off of Reginald. That's a cool name.
Wow. Cher was born in El Centro, California. Who would have known? The Imperial Valley. God bless her. All right. This has not been confirmed. I always like to state that when I don't know if something is 100% legit, but it is rumored that John Mulaney and a pregnant Olivia Munn have broken up.
I saw that yesterday, and the headline, it wasn't from you, but the headline from somewhere else said, the internet says that they broke up. And I didn't quite understand that. I was like, is that just when rumors are swirling and then people report on the rumors?
There was this, there are several T accounts that post anonymous tips. So one of them posted this anonymous insider scoop that they broke up, and the traditional outlets, People, Us Weekly, etc., have been unable thus far to verify that. So, but everybody's talking about it, so I got to talk about it because everybody's talking about it.
They seem to be obsessed with each other, so it's kind of like weird to me that would be the case.
And I would think, I mean, we don't really know everything. Maybe she got pregnant by accident. Maybe he didn't agree to it. If that's
it could be Tristan Thompson's kid. We don't know.
That is a possibility. But if he agreed to it, if he knew what was going on, I would think you can't just write it out until the baby's born. Like, you're really gonna have to break up right now. That seems a little douchey.
Well, we're making the assumption that he broke up with her. She could have dumped him.
That's true.
In your scenario there. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, that guy's coming out of rehab. That's a lot of change coming at an individual, a
rehab and to break up,
divorce. And he doesn't. Don't they have kids? His ex and him?
No.
Oh, they didn't. Okay. I thought they had a kid. Well, that, I guess, takes a little bit of the sting out of it.
Yeah. Well, at least she's got a baby coming soon, and those are great things, babies. Oh my God, I'm crazy. I've been thinking of having more children.
You need to stop. What's wrong with you?
I know. Well, I don't even
just
know
get a couple of puppies. You'll nip that right in the bud.
I don't know why
I hear these monsters barking right now. I'm like, oh, how many more days?
I don't know why I keep thinking about that. Anyways, maybe because it's like I'm being pessimistic. It's like, I'm never gonna find a partner, so might as well just have a couple more kids.
I don't think that's a healthy outlook, by the way. I'll just have kids because I don't have a partner. Get a dog, get a puppy.
They don't live as long.
Good. They don't have to go to college either.
That's true. Oh,
so God. I keep telling Kellen, I go, these puppies, they are peeing everywhere, but rugs are cheaper than college. And that's what I keep saying.
Well, thankfully, I'm really growing My True 10 to help with my kids' college tuition.
Well-placed plug.
The best CBD gummies out there, mytrue10.com. I should send some mytrue10.com CBD gummies to Lala Kent from Vanderpump Rules, because her relationship with Randall Emmett has been quite volatile over the last week or so.
Forever, since they've been together.
Well,
I think
that's true. Well, yeah, forever. Actually, Vanderpump Rules is back. Have you been watching it?
I haven't, and I have a friend that
You've given up on Vanderpump Rules?
yeah, I'm not. I told you I wasn't really that into this new crop of people they're
Oh,
trying to work in, and the other people they're all married off and not really that fun anymore. But
you have a friend?
one of my girlfriends was telling me the other day that it's actually pretty good still. So maybe I'll get around to it. That's one of those shows. If she's watching it, I'll sit down and park my ass there and watch it. But it's not one I'm going to seek out on my own. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be like, "Where's Vanderpump? Where can I watch this?" I don't even know.
Well, allegedly, he was possibly cheating on her, or so it seemed. This anonymous, once again, a T account on
Mhm.
Instagram, not the same one that did the John Mulaney and Olivia Munn rumor, a separate anonymous sighting T account posted a photo of Randall with two women going into a hotel together
Mhm.
in Nashville. So then she left the family home and checked into a hotel in Los Angeles, the Beverly Hills Hotel. But she's back with Randall now. And I'm like, that woman, actually, oh my God. Well, I'll get to this. Okay. She's not going to dump him until she meets whatever threshold is required to make sure she makes more money. Like that next threshold, like having one kid, I don't think is enough with him. She needs to have at least two, or at least two, in order to like really maintain a lifestyle for the next 18 years or so. But once again, unsubstantiated, but the kids are saying that Randall might be having money issues.
I buy that.
He loves to fly private plane. And I'm like, you're a
Yeah.
film producer. Do you really need to be flying private? You can't fly first class. So maybe she will dump him and find herself a more sugary sugar daddy.
After you talk about PJs so much on your show, you've got to continue with the PJ lifestyle, I think.
That's true. All right. And more couples news. This is cold. Dr. Dre's soon to be ex-wife served him divorce papers at his grandmother's funeral.
Ouch.
Yeah, Nicole Young. And the thing is, she and Dr. Dre have two children together. And I believe the children are, I don't know their exact ages, but I think they're post high school. All right. So they're young adults, and that's their grandmother and their father. If my mom did that, like, I get it. You're divorcing, the divorce is nasty. I get all of that. But to really serve the man at his mother's funeral, like,
it's like just knowing where someone's going to be. It's probably hard to serve someone. You're like, well, I know where he's going to be.
but it's like, that's not just hurting him, it's hurting her own children too, I would think.
Well, yeah. And look, I doubt she even knows where that's happening. Like they don't consult you and say, "Hey, we're going to do this." Whatever. They're just going to say you get served with papers from the court, and then they hire somebody that goes out and does this crap. That's what they do for a living. So it's not like she's giving them intel or anything like that. They just do their due diligence to track that person down, and that's a person of the court that hands them the paperwork so they know that they've done it. I mean, I've been served before. It's very strange. You've probably been served before.
Yeah, but I don't know if it works that way. I don't know if it works that way. Like,
I was served once, like in a parking lot, and you're like, how the hell did this person know I was going to be at Ralph's on Robertson? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? The person was following me or something. I think it does kind of work that way. Like the outside party, you hire an outside party to serve somebody, and then they just do their job. It is kind of shitty that the person did it at a funeral, but they're just doing their job, I guess. But
I guess.
I mean, it's not like Dr. Dre's out in Gen Pop, you know what I mean? Ever. The guy's got more money than God, lives behind gates. It's probably hard to track that guy down.
Yeah. Well, in happier news, Paris Hilton's wedding is happening very soon. She's getting married November the 11th.
What? What are you laughing at?
Okay, a few things. First, she's getting married at a Catholic church.
Okay.
And that's not like an easy thing per se.
It is.
It is?
Yeah.
It
Money.
is?
Yeah.
I guess money.
Money solves every problem, even in the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
I think you typically how that works is because you're Catholic, right? I'm Catholic. I mean,
No,
when
I'm
you
not.
okay, I'm Catholic.
I
So
was, but like I don't really associate with that anymore.
well, the way that works is, I mean, you go into your church and you talk to the priest, and you guys have a conversation, and there's an exchange of money usually, and sometimes you have to take classes, or you'll maybe take a meeting with the priest if you want to be married, quote, in the church, and yeah, it can be done, and it's been done many times. Money cures everything.
Just given her past and everything, I'm just I'm surprised. That she would even want to get married in the church, but good for her. And this is really sweet. Afterwards, the reception is going to be at her late grandfather's estate in Bel Air.
Yeah.
But here's what's really interesting. Perez Hilton is worth so much money.
Sure.
So much money. And she has a wedding registry. And not just any wedding registry, like the most ridiculous, over the top wedding registry. Like she added a $3,200 picture frame to her wedding registry. She added a $4,800 Baccarat vase to her wedding registry. Like, you really want all of that crap from people when you could afford to buy it yourself, or you don't even need it. Like your house is already done. Like, what's the point? Like,
it does seem kind of tacky. Like, just say give to this charity or whatever. Yeah. That's what we would like as a couple.
Give to charity. Plus, also, like, these are powerful. A lot of them famous, rich people. Their time is their present. Then on top of that, you're like expecting them to.
People want to give stuff, though. I mean, people, if you're true friends and you want to, you want to have something in their house that says, I bought that for you. I'm a part of your thing. I mean, to each his own. To me, and like you're saying, it feels a little tacky, like you don't really need the stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. You do you. You know what I mean? Like, does this shock me? No.
I think it's very tacky. And then what's the rule? Is there a rule? Like if the marriage lasts less than a year, do you give all the things back?
That is a good question. I think you should.
These are some expensive presents.
Yeah. I have a friend actually who listens to this show. That fucker, he got married and then got divorced like less than a year later. And I gave him like $600 or $800. I was like, I should get a partial refund. I should at least get.
You gave him $600 or $800? That's
whatever it was. Yeah, something like that. And then he got divorced like less than a year later. And I was like, what the fuck? I want like some money back. Like a partial refund. Could I get a dinner, something, anything?
Yeah. Well, congratulations to Paris on her wedding. And also a few days ago, she was in Washington, D.C. advocating for teen care reform. So that was really nice to see. All right. So we've spoken a lot about the issues that Britney Spears has had with her family. Mm-hmm. Including her sister, Jamie Lynn Spears. Jamie Lynn, we also spoke about, has a new memoir coming out early next year, which she retitled after there was a lot of controversy when she chose a lyric of her sister's for the song title, for the book title. It's now called Things I Should Have Said. I forget what the other title was.
Hit Me Baby or something you told me.
Yeah.
It was a lyric to that song.
Yeah, it was a Britney lyric. She had announced, Jamie Lynn Spears, that she was going to be donating money, a portion.
I must confess.
Right, there we go.
Sorry.
Jamie Lynn had previously announced that she was going to be donating money to a mental health charity. And now that mental health nonprofit has rejected the money from Jamie Lynn Spears. And this is what they said in announcing it. They said this charity called, what's it called? This Is My Brave. That's what it's called. This Is My Brave.
Okay.
They say, "We hear you. This Is My Brave was recently recommended to be a beneficiary organization for the proceeds from Jamie Lynn Spears' upcoming book. We have made the decision to decline the offer of receiving proceeds from the book sales." And that's all they said.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's lame. I don't, like Britney's sister has not been convicted of any crime or done anything other than, in Britney's eyes, not done enough.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that Britney accused her sister of. "Oh, you didn't support me enough. You didn't do enough to help me."
Right.
And that's what Britney claims. I'm sure we're going to be hearing from Jamie Lynn Spears, and she might say something different. If you are going to, reject money for your nonprofit, then at least give a better explanation. Like, it just seemed to me that they were bullied into this decision by Britney fans.
I was just going to say, I think that's where the problem lies with them. They're, a legit organization. They don't want this kind of heat. They don't want this nonstop barrage of people that are not even in the know, that are just, not seeing the bigger picture of her doing something nice, trying to help other people out. And that's all that it is. They're not going to see that. They're going to just say, "You're capitalizing on Britney," and they're going to shit all over this nonprofit, and they're going to get negative attention for it. And they just sort of have to shrug and say, "We're not equipped for this." Probably. It's probably easier just not to take the money. How much money is there going to be, by the way? 16 people are going to buy that book. I mean, who gives a shit?
I mean, I don't know how much it'll get them, but it makes me sad that I keep seeing this pattern of Britney fans literally wanting to see her sister suffer, wanting bad things to happen to Jamie Lynn Spears.
It's fucked up. It's counterintuitive of what they claim to be. They claim to be these caring fucking people, and they care about her so much. Like, you understand what you're doing here, right? Like, you're shitting on someone else. You're equally as in the wrong as who you're claiming other people are. These people aren't that thought out. Once again, they're dopes. And you've heard me say this a million times. I just want you to go, you know what? You might have a point. These people aren't so bright.
I wouldn't call them dopes. I would call those people assholes, and just
even better.
Yeah. That's just,
thank you. All right.
That's just not cool.
Not cool. It's not cool,
No.
But that's, look at it. That trickle down, that happens to companies. You know what I mean? Like, companies, like, you endorse somebody and they do something that's perceived wrong in the eyes of the internet, and they end up dropping the person, and the person's never convicted of anything. They just get caught up in, the internet fucking shitstorm. It's I wish companies would just drop social media. Like, I just wish they would say, like, does Nabisco really need to be on social media? Like, do any of these companies, are you really on your social media going, "Oh, wow, I'm going to get that fucking cracker now"? You know what I mean? Like, I would just say, listen, we're behind this person, and we're always going to be behind this person. And that's it. If you want to bitch, there's no @2bitch@. We don't care. There's no @ sign. I just think a lot of these companies should just get off social media and ignore it. Just fucking ignore it.
I would sort of love to be off social media.
You'll be like Richard Simmons someday, I think. You know what I mean? Where you'll just say, "I'm done."
I have to have enough money for that.
I could see you doing that, though. I could see your discipline to stick with it, because I think you would just say, "I'm done." It would be a money thing. Like, somebody bought your site or something, and you said, "You know what? I'm going to move to Vegas. I got enough to put my kids through school, and I got enough money to live out the rest of my life comfortably. I'm out. Peace," right?
Yeah. Or just to transition and do other things. Who knows? Anyways, some music news. The Weeknd has canceled his tour because he thinks he's bigger than arenas. He's not going to do the arena tour that was supposed to start soon. Instead, The Weeknd has announced a stadium tour for this coming summer. Do you think The Weeknd could sell out stadiums across the world?
No. Look, if the stadium tour is 10 stadiums, if it's, Rose Bowl, Los Angeles, big market, yes. Jets giant stadium, sure. New York, big market. Probably Chicago somewhere if they did one of the, football fields or something, Wrigley or something. I guess so. But, when you're talking about Kansas City, is the Weeknd going to play Arrowhead and sell that out? I don't think so. So
I guess, I wonder, like,
if it's just purely the big cities, and we're talking like a 10 city, like, Paris, London. Those are my two dog names, by the way. Incidentally, that's funny that I just put those two together, the city girls. If it's the big cities, I could see it, but that's it.
I wonder how the logistics of it all work. Like, what the reasoning for it? Like, will he make more money with a shorter stadium tour as opposed to a longer arena tour? Who knows? I don't know.
Good question. He probably needs to go out with somebody good too. I'm thinking like the Eminem Rihanna tour, like that was a stadium. You could put that in Kansas City and say, oh yeah, I'm going to that.
I don't know who I would like to see him. Doja Cat.
That was my first thought. I didn't know if Doja Cat was quite big enough. I'd like to see another almost. I mean, maybe she is. I don't know. I was trying to think of somebody else. Like,
plus they've got a song together, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
I like that. Sending some get well vibes to Ed Sheeran. He's got his new album coming out this Friday, and he just got COVID.
Oh, so he did. I saw him on the commercial for The Voice while watching football last night. I guess he's going to be on that.
He's had to. It's not totally. Actually, it'll be fast. I think he was also supposed to do Saturday Night Live this weekend, so that might have to either change or he'll be doing it remotely somehow.
Well, that's interesting. The first time ever a musical guest from somewhere else in a bubble out front. That'd be kind of cool
if they let him,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the world that we're living in.
Is he sick or asymptomatic, or do you not know?
I think he's sick.
Oh, you think he's sick?
Not like super sick, but like
he's vaccinated. He just got the.
No. All right. Some how do I describe this? I guess not surprising news or surprising news. I don't know. Meghan McCain released a new autobiography, which is weird. She released but at the end of the day, I guess, it's all about the money. John McCain's daughter and the former View co-host has released an audio only memoir because I guess they paid enough, but that seems like I've just never seen that done before, really, like an audio only memoir available.
Yeah, that's called a podcast.
I guess. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay. I
mean, maybe it was quicker for her to write that because she didn't have to write it. She could just talk it or something. I don't know. Thinking out loud. So anyways.
Sounds like a lazy book to me is what it sounds like the laziest book of all time.
Perhaps, but she revealed that the reason that she quit The View was because she did not like how they treated her and blah, 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 blah. But then an investigation, according to ABC, found that all of the drama, they claim that all of the drama was her own doing and blah, whatever. Anyways, who cares? Yeah. I'm bored by the Meghan McCain thing. Some stupid people also were like making a big to-do about Pete Buttigieg, the transportation secretary, taking paternity leave. Why not take paternity leave?
I don't know. I saw that was like a thing in Congress, or two people were talking. It's like the whole thing's so stupid. It's like that's where we are. That's where we are. It's like, of course, he's a new dad. Like, let's get the fucking guy some time off. I mean, who cares? And by the way, he's still working, because I saw Jen Psaki. By the way, that Jen Psaki, or whatever the fuck her name is, she should be president. She's great. I'm such a fan of her. She's so good at dealing with these dipshit, derelict fucking reporters. She's so great at it. And someone asked her, like, imagine this is what they're wasting time with up on Capitol Hill, and she's doing these press briefings. They ask her about this. This isn't fucking national. Like, it doesn't matter. And her response was simple. She goes, he is working. I was on a conference call with him this morning. Okay. Then what do you think? Once again, he is at work. I spoke with him this morning. So it's just, this is what people waste time on, these dumb attention getting, look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm a politician, and this is how they're getting light on themselves. Ugh, sickening.
Speaking of sickening, Donald Trump Jr.
I saw this.
What is selling t-shirts on his website that read, "Guns don't kill people. Alec Baldwin kills people."
Folks, if that's who you want to associate yourself with, knock yourself out. You're the lowest rung of scum around the drain. It's not even funny. It's just ugh, that's where we are. And people are gonna wear the shit. You know what I mean? Whatever. Do you, boo?
And
I'll just think that you're lesser than.
And finally, Billy Porter, the Pose star, has criticized Vogue for putting Harry Styles on the cover of Vogue wearing a dress, because he thought he should have been on the cover of Vogue wearing a dress first. I am a big Billy Porter fan. I love and respect him, but he drank the Kool-Aid too much, because Billy Porter is not an A-lister. He's just not.
He's barely a D-lister. I don't know if I know what he looks like.
He's known, he's famous, and I would even say he's a B- list, or a solid B, but not a B+ or A list at all. Yeah. And Harry Styles
is A+.
Yeah. So, oh my God, actually, Harry Styles is, well, spoiler alert, but who cares? Because it's already out there. He has a cameo in the new Marvel Eternals movie.
Oh, yeah?
He's now part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. How exciting.
Smart move on Marvel's part. I mean, God, you just put $10 million more on the ticket. You know what I mean? The outcome for that week. All those fans will go, whether they like Marvel or not. They'll just line up.
Hi, Perez. This is Ashley from Tacoma. Just wondering if you could do something about the amount of saliva in your mouth when you constantly go. That's really annoying. If you could do something about that, that'd be great. Love the podcast. Hey, Booker.
What an asshole. I love it.
What do you mean saliva in my mouth?
I have no idea. It's a fucking funny call. Hateful for no reason.
She needs more saliva in her mouth. Stay hydrated.
Hi, this is Kyle from Annapolis. First of all, Perez, if you want to watch the Britney Murphy docuseries, you can use my HBO Max login. But, Perez, I will defend you, actually. I think that what you did was right. Everyone in Hollywood was normalizing what was going on with Britney Murphy and normalizing her weight loss and normalizing her drug use. I know you were an asshole about it, but you were not wrong to call it out and, keep making a point that was fucking weird and unacceptable, as was her husband.
Oh, lost her there, but yeah, okay.
Well, I haven't watched it yet still, but I don't know.
To that point, you always get, when somebody passes away, you always get that, why didn't somebody do something? Why didn't somebody say anything? Then if you're the one person that says something, that person's a fucking asshole. What a dick. I can't believe they said something. You can't win. No one can win. That's the point. It's just easier to stay silent.
I'm ending 2021 just not giving a fuck. You're upset at what I did back in the day? Stay upset.
I'm with you. I wish you would have done this all along. I think this whole acquiescing to fuck them. You've already said 100 times. It is what it is.
That's where I'm ending this year.
Okay, good.
Stay
good.
the fuck upset.
Fucking A. I'm with you. Be upset. Be upset, fuckheads. Here we go.
Be upset. Be upset.
There, I'm calling from Canada because you guys were talking about Kim Kardashian and making the jokes on SNL, and Perez, you thought maybe it went over the line with the O.J. Simpson jokes, but I don't know. People have been making O.J. Simpson jokes forever. It's been going on for a long time. Perez, are you getting a little too politically correct? I mean, people got a chuckle out of it. Did you not get a chuckle out of it for real? I mean, be honest. Did you get a little chuckle out of the joke? It was a joke. People have been making OJ jokes for a long time. And I don't know. I think Perez, I don't know. Lighten up a little bit. Okay. Bye.
You just heard his mantra for the rest of the year.
I didn't say that. I don't know. Did I think it was that funny, the OJ jokes? Not really.
I don't think Perez was that offended. I think more he just finds that talking point was a point online and he put some light around it. That's all.
Yeah.
That some people were offended.
I didn't really find it funny either.
Right. Somebody told me they watched that episode and it was great. Not you. It was somebody like, you said it was great too, but somebody else on the outside said you got to watch it. It was pretty good.
Check it out.
Perez, Booker, this is TT. Okay, you guys can call me TT.
PT.
I'm calling to comment on you guys Perez being shocked about Olivia Rodrigo not performing at any of the holiday stuff. But a couple podcasts, you were comparing her to Billie Eilish, and I don't know. I don't see the comparison. Unfortunately, I feel like Olivia only has that one hit. You know,
what are you talking about?
Any of her other songs.
I don't know.
Very cute girl, very talented, but
she's got 4 hits.
Billie, on the other hand, has like a body of work. Her and her brother are so talented. I love them. Anyway, I love you guys.
It's a Billie fan right there, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
I don't even remember you comparing her to Billie Eilish.
I said the comparison in that Olivia Rodrigo has the hype that Billie Eilish used to have. Billie doesn't have the hype anymore. She doesn't.
It's just yesterday's news to today's news. That's all. It's, you know, you're the new thing until you're not the new thing. That's it. That's all. That's not even a negative comment. It's not a put down. It's just a fact. You know, Taylor Swift at one point was the new thing. She's no longer the new thing. You know,
there was this, the Adele taped this special, the special that I talked about last week. Right. I think they taped it last night at Griffith Park at the Griffith Observatory. I saw some photos of that outdoors.
I wonder if any of that music will leak out.
Well, like I said, you know, some new songs will be played a week before the album, or 5-6 days before the album comes out, 5 days or so. So
yeah. Such a good song. All right, want to wrap it up?
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening and watching. Have a great rest of your day and week, and tell everybody to check out our show. See you guys next week.
Take care, everybody.